Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So over the last 24 hours, we knew that tariffs were weighing on the market. If you were able to make a short before Monday open, congrats to you. Uh, it was definitely not an easy short. But yeah, so apparently the leaders of the US and Canada and Mexico are having some talks over the next couple of days. So that might be a good sign for the market. So together today, we'll be looking at after the huge gap down, what we can expect, and also some of the names we have talked about in our previous videos, and also some new opportunities we can take. Now, of course, every day have your SPY, QQQ, the VIX on your chart. So SPY, we didn't even get down to test the trendline support. We just found very nice buying. That is so far so good. 4 hours, obviously BX turned very badly, but this is telling you people are getting into this market to defend the level that we're seeing here. And after the first half of the session, obviously no one was willing to leave the market because of course we were still waiting for Palantir earnings, which was very good. And we are also yet to have earnings from Google and Amazon. Ultimately, those things are going to determine the market direction going forward. Now, this is not looking that bad to me. Obviously, on 1 hour, we are holding the pattern, just higher highs and higher lows. Yeah, defending the level down here and but still meeting some resistance. Of course, if we can take out those rests today, everything is going to look much better. On 2 hours, obviously seeing the very similar pattern. I won't really go over to QQQ because it looks very similar. Now, if you're looking at the futures, yeah, at the time of this recording, something happened, but that's okay because what we really wanted was so futures. I wanted to show you this. And during Asia session yesterday, we already saw the weakening in selling pressure on the futures. Three candles down with some wick, obviously decreasing in the volume, and we just found support and very weak selling in US Open. Some huge swing during the session, but bulls ultimately took control, and we are just very fine afterwards. And obviously, if we are still holding this low, that's very good sign for the market. And the VIX. Of course, one day is not enough for us to really come out and say, hey, I think the VIX is done. I think the VIX is going higher. We just don't have that much read at the moment. Obviously, a very nice gap up, went down to test the Fibonacci, and then we came back up a little bit. 4 hours is still holding, obviously turned green on the BX. That is not a very good sign for the market. 2 hours obviously found very much strength in the market. So VIX came down, but it's just hovering around this area. It's not really going down heavily. Yeah, still holding the low. It's still early to say anything about the VIX, but we will continue to monitor. Today, we will have much more evidence on this. Oracle, we talked about this in our previous video. Obviously, if you're looking at daily, it is one of the stronger ones compared to some other names. The market had a huge gap down, and we didn't come roaring back as strong as we would hope just because the volume is not showing for it. Not just for Oracle, a lot of names in the market, including semi like Nvidia, AMD, they're all the same, not enough volume for us to really consider going low. And 4 hours over here, obviously, first half, we went up, and you look at me, I look at you, nobody's willing to get out of the party, so we just found more buyers and buying pressure coming into this name. Obviously, turning on the BX, that is a good sign. 2 hours, of course, we just ramp and ramp and ramp and found a little bit of profit taking. People didn't want to risk it overnight, so that's very much reasonable, but we're still holding a higher highs pattern. So hourly, the very same thing, taking out this high is gonna matter so much for Oracle because That would mean Oracle can continue to climb to close the gap, potentially testing all-time high. So very nice on Oracle. ASML, of course, during the session it was okay, found support just like all the names in the US market. Okay, all the names in the technology sector. We just ramp and found a little bit of selling, and then the selling was not big enough for the big money to really leave the party. So we just found more people buying into this name, right? This is clearly higher highs and higher lows on the hourly. And BX also turned 2 hours up, down, up, down. This is as good as it gets, right? As long as we're still defending the zone, this is having very great potential to close the gap today and potentially testing all-time high in the next coming weeks. 4 hours, the very same as Oracle. We went up, nobody's selling, so rightfully so. More people will just be coming in and to push the name higher. Yeah, so daily, I was hoping for more volume, but I guess people are still just very on edge about the tariffs and how the earnings season will play out for the rest of the week. So Palo Alto, we like it because Nancy Pelosi does as well. One of the greatest traders in modern time. You have to give credit to her for, I think she was making average 80% last year. Totally beating the benchmark and all the hedge fund names. Yeah, so we're defending this market bias, the green areas, so looking very nice to me. And even though it was not a huge close, uh, of course, found rejection on 20 days moving average, but the volume is really, really good, right? This is telling you a lot of selling, a lot of buying, but ultimately more buyers than sellers, okay? Oops, I don't really use 3 hours. So 4 hours looking very nice as well. This is showing you accumulation up, no one selling. I guess not as strong as um, ASML and maybe Applied Materials and Oracle, but this is because we're finding a resistance on 20 days moving average. And this is the selling we're getting, right? That's not too big for us to consider this being invalidated. 2 hours, it's not looking that great. But as long as we're still holding, this is no cause for concern. Playing this would mean I think monthly didn't close as good as some other names. Yeah, lower highs and lower lows, and not even very good volume. Weekly is much better, in my opinion. So to play this, if we're out of the expansion area, out of the green area, consider getting out of this. Maybe stop loss around $176 on the major Fibonacci, and your profit taking can be well above this high. Okay. Coinbase is also rather interesting. You look at the volume, right? People are getting into it. Um, the selling in crypto was just a little bit overdone. Monthly, not the best monthly looking chart, but weekly, obviously, also not a lot of not a lot to read right now. But 4 hours good. 4 hours holding the pattern, holding the green area. That is a first initial good sign. 2 hours, this is very good. This is the kind of 2 hour you want to see. You don't want to see a huge freight train. All of them are being green candles and just no selling inside. That can be a pump and dump, right? This is telling you pump, no dumping. Pump, slowly profit taking. That's a good sign. Okay. BX also kind of turning. This is holding pretty well. If SPY can secure another 1% to the upside, I think this is going to take out the high. All right. And that being said, we haven't really taken a look at Applied Materials. I won't spend much time to it. It's not as good as ASML, but still holding pretty nice. We're waiting for more confirmation going into this name. Wanted to talk about some healthcare names, not just because we're in the time of uncertainty, also because these names are setting up for a very nice bounce. Look at this. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me just remove that. So this red line here, this moving average, it has been serving pretty well for FV. And obviously one of the Dow components, we always like this name. look at this, down and down, finding a lot of support, a lot of demand down these levels, and grabbing all your liquidity, stop loss taking out, and we just found very nice support, right? Series of higher lows. To me, AppV is on its way to make another all-time high, just like Costco. I won't cover Costco again. It is inches away from making another new all-time high. We talked about this on the channel. Go have a look if you're interested. And obviously, weekly after that huge gap after earnings call, this is very strong, very nice, right? After the gap up, we went up a little bit more, selling. No one's really willing to leave the party as of now. So very nice 4 hours. BX obviously monster accumulation. 2 hours, a bunch of green. I would like to see a red candle. Maybe after taking out this high and we see a very nice red doji, that would be a very strong signal for you to get back into at V. All right, looking very nice to me. Just holding the pattern. Obviously very bullish, even above 20 hours moving average. Amgen. So reporting earnings pretty soon. A lot of unknowns, but what I really wanted to take a look at was this 3-month chart. So we've been respecting this red line for a very long time. Mind you, one candle represents 3 months. Okay, four, that's 1 year. So how long have we been respecting this trend line? Right? So very replicable. I mean, I don't know how the earnings is gonna be. But on the technical, this is looking very nice to me, right? Even if you're getting down to 4 hours, this has been expanding for a long time. Okay, I don't think it's still. I don't think it's too late for you to get into it now. But again, earnings will ultimately decide where this name goes next. Okay, so yeah, a lot has happened in the last 24 hours. Obviously, some of our favorable names moved pretty nicely. Oh, one more name I wanted to take a closer look at. Adobe. I know a lot of people don't like Adobe in the recent times, but that's okay because obviously this is not very well, and but monthly we are finding some accumulation, right? Weekly, obviously, higher highs and very good volume. And on Monday after the sell, we actually found support before the low from the previous week. And 4 hours, we also like this, and we are finding support holding the low. If we can take out this level and stand firmly above $443, this thing has more opportunity to go higher. And once we hit this resistance and continue to stay above it, oh, this thing can be roaring back very strong, very quick. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on the market today. And once again, this is not any financial advice. You're trading on your own risk. Please make sure you do whatever feels comfortable and always be controlling your risk. And of course, if you're enjoying everything so far, please make sure you like the video and subscribe because every day we have so much information to share with you, so many more opportunities because every week there's a ton. Okay, you don't want to be missing out on this. And so it is a wrap. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, happy trading. Bye for now.